Hey everyone, Matt here. President Trump is now calling for $2,000 stimulus checks for individuals and $4,000 stimulus checks for couples. Once again, we have had a massive shift on stimulus. Well, in this case, it's more like a pivot, realistically. So I want to bring everybody up to speed with everything going on that happened last night regarding stimulus and what can we expect today, this morning, throughout the day, and the rest of this week. This is big stuff, and I want to bring you up to speed with everything going on. Nobody saw this coming. This was literally right out of left field. It was like we saw a live action soap opera playing out in real time last night right in front of our faces. Either way, wow, let's bring you up to speed. Let's get right into it. This is massive. So, remember, Monday night, Congress passed the stimulus bill. Yesterday, President Trump was supposed to sign the bill. Well, a lot of us were sitting around kind of wondering, hey, President Trump, did you forget about it? You know, what's going on? Why aren't you signing yet? Well, secretly, behind the scenes, President Trump was recording a video that he would later release to the public, which nobody saw coming. So that's what I want to talk about right now. So, really quickly, if you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Thanks so much. Also, by the way, I'm recording this video the morning of Wednesday, December 23rd. So this is, fresh stuff here. So let's get into this. In this video, President Trump cited the stimulus bill as an unsuitable disgrace. An unsuitable disgrace. He went on to say he was pretty irritated. He listed off about 12 different items that encompasses billions and billions of dollars of spending that has nothing to do with COVID. Remember, the stimulus bill, that is a COVID relief bill. Well, he basically went on to say all this spending here, these billions upon billions of dollars of spending that he listed off in about 12 different items have nothing to do with stimulus. He's pretty irritated. At the same time, he went on to say he's calling on Congress to make an amendment to the bill, and he wants to change the ridiculously low $600 stimulus checks to $2,000 for individuals and $4,000 for couples. That's what he said right in his little video. It's a 4-minute video on Twitter. That's what he said in there. So he's calling on Congress. He did not directly say that he's going to veto the bill, but rather he's just calling on Congress to amend the bill. Oh, wow. So this is actually going to be pretty good. We'll have to see what happens. So I think a lot of us would probably agree the $600 was pretty pathetic. And President Trump is certainly agreeing with that. Whether you like the guy or you don't like the guy, either way, this is pretty exciting to some extent, right? I mean, $2,000 would certainly be pretty life-changing for a lot of people during this time. At the same time, about 1 hour later, Nancy Pelosi was out with a tweet from in response to President Trump's video. So Nancy Pelosi went on to say, Republicans refused to tell Democrats how much President Trump wanted in the form of stimulus checks. And we feel like, well, Nancy, you kind of knew because President Trump said it multiple times. He said $2,000 or $1,200. He never ever said $600. So, yeah. But either way, Nancy Pelosi in her tweet said that Republicans never told Democrats how much President Trump wanted in the form of stimulus checks. She went on to say, the Democrats will bring it to the floor with unanimous consent this week. So they're going to bring this thing to the floor and vote on it. And it's expected to hit the floor tomorrow, Thursday, and they're going to vote on it. So again, at this point, they're going to vote on it and most likely pass it unanimously in the House there. So Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats. So Democrats are very excited about this. In fact, in Nancy Pelosi's tweet, she also went on to say, let's do it. So Democrats are jumping all over this, and we have President Trump all over this too. So where do we stand as of right now? Well, all eyes are on Mitch McConnell. Basically, this whole thing comes down to one person. One person is basically what this comes down to. Of course, it's going to encompass far more people than that, but let's kind of shake this out and see what this really shakes out to. So Mitch McConnell, being the leaders of the Republicans in the Senate, many of the senators who are Republicans look to Mitch McConnell as the leader and say, hey, yo, Mitch, we're taking your lead. Let us know what you want us to do. And of course, not everybody is going to follow Mitch McConnell's lead, but at the same time, Mitch McConnell needs to go to his senators and say, here's the deal. we're faced with a really tough decision right now. We can either deny the $2,000 stimulus checks, which would be a really bad thing. It would make them look really bad. We can counteroffer, which would also open up the whole nother can of worms as far as negotiations on the stimulus bill. Once again, it would drag this thing out much longer because negotiations, it would drag it out so much longer if he offered a counteroffer. At the same time, he could just jump right in and say, we accept. We're going to take it. And again, highly unlikely. I mean, well, is it really highly unlikely though? I feel like Mitch McConnell is put into a really, really tough situation right now because he has to make a decision, and that's going to be really, really tough. Let's just say this. I would not want to be Mitch McConnell right now. I mean, obviously, I think a lot of us can probably speculate what is the right decision for Mitch McConnell right now. Realistically, the right decision is for him to probably kind of bite his tongue and say, we'll take it, because President Trump is kind of calling on him now. I mean, all eyes are on Mitch McConnell. So this is going to be very interesting to see how Mitch McConnell responds to this. What does he do? It was silent last night, not a word out of Mitch McConnell. So we're going to have to see how he responds to this. But there's actually already a letter. There's already an amendment drafted up for the Democrats to bring. It's a short amendment to basically change the $600 stimulus checks to $2,000 stimulus checks. I think this is, I mean, I'm not laughing like at the thing. I'm just laughing because this is like unbelievable, right? As many of us were waiting for President Trump to sign this thing, I think a lot of us were kind of twiddling our thumbs thinking, what's going on? Why is this taking so long? And actually, some of you down in the comments section are calling it, saying, hey, he's not going to sign. He's not going to sign. And yeah, I mean, you nailed it. But really, a lot of us did not see that this little video out of President Trump was going to be happening. And wow, literally calling for $2,000 stimulus checks. I mean, it's crazy. But at the same time, it would be so really, I mean, like, I want to say life-changing. I mean, I realize that's dramatic and sounds like crazy to even say, but realistically, for so many of you, $2,000 is kind of like what the doctor ordered, right? I mean, at this point, it's kind of like what the doctor ordered. So we'll have to see what happens, because that stimulus bill has a price tag of about $900 billion. Well, adding $2,000 stimulus checks would be, oh gosh, that would take it way over $1 trillion for sure. I mean, $166 billion in that stimulus package encompasses those $600 stimulus checks. So we'd have to say 160. I mean, I'm just doing some rough math in my head right now. That would add probably like $300 billion. Yeah, more than that. 300. I mean, it would add like $400 billion to the price tag. It would take it probably about $1.3 trillion, roughly. I just kind of roughly did some mental math. And Republican, or I should say, Mitch McConnell really wanted to keep the price tag on this thing under $1 trillion, which he got, but it's kind of backfiring in his face right now. And he's in a really tough position. So it's going to be very interesting. Like I said, this thing is going to hit the floor tomorrow in the House. Now, again, I said this last night. Corey and I just did a really spontaneous live stream talking about this because we thought, this is really big. Let's just go live really quick and make a really quick video and talk to everybody about this, because it hit and we saw it and we were like frozen. Like, seriously, did that just happen? We can't even believe that this just happened. This video just posted. But anyway, we thought we'd just go live with a stream really quick last night. And so yeah, like I said, this thing is going to hit the floor tomorrow in the House. But another thing too, most people in Congress have already left. They've left on recess. They passed that bill Monday night and they hit the road for their recess, their vacation. They wanted to get out of there. They wanted to get out of Washington. So they are gone, most of them. However, the leadership is still in Washington. So, oh man, this is interesting. But at the same time, what can we expect going forward? I mean, it's a wild card at this point. We will have to watch Mitch McConnell very, very closely to see what he comes out with today. Either way, I wanted to bring you up to speed. I'll be watching this very closely. I will keep this on my radar, and I will let you know as soon as we get more information on all of this. But wow, I'll keep you up to speed, everybody. I hope this helps you out a little bit, but just recognize I'm always here for you. I will keep you posted. I'll definitely be back at some point today as soon as we get some remarks out of anybody else regarding all this stuff. So stay safe, have a nice day, and I will probably catch you here very soon once again. Thanks, everybody. See you later.